PR, John?
He's already in, I think, with Simply.
Alright, so he got ahead of Senna, did he?
Apparently so. Blame Thomas for that, but then again, Neil's supposed to be doing it, so...
Simply. Yeah, he's already in there, so... Because they haven't changed it. So someone's done the teams.
It's...
Oh, it's Young Knights, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So shall I just respond by saying he's third on the waiting list for
Yeah. You good to go, by the way?
yeah, pretty much.
Sweet. And so the stream's already started, but I don't think we've got audio on it. Good evening everybody, welcome back to Contest of Speed Tier 2. Apologies if you heard us going through the reserve list for Tier 1 there. We thought we had it muted. Turns out tonight we didn't have it muted. So, yeah, we've done both sides of the cock-up coin this week. So, welcome to Monaco. We are here at night, as you can clearly see. And it looks like we're going to have a dry qualifying at the very least. Although there was quite a while with those guys putting setups on, so I wouldn't be so sure about the race. Never mind, Spud's in the chat, he's been informed it's dry. All the way then. So, my name's Dan, I'll be your commentator for this evening, so we're doing everything out of whack tonight. Sat alongside me is Matt.
Good evening, Danny. Good evening, welcome to the Monacan Grand Prix.
Oh, don't you start as well. Don't you start as well. I've had enough of that from Blades this week.
Yes. 17 runners and riders this week.
Yes, all good.
Brave souls.
Yeah, we're missing. We'll do the housekeeping. So, reserves this week. We've got Rita in for Stumpy in the Alfa Romeo. Should technically be one of us. Yeah. Oh, well, I gave you the chance.
I mean, after last night, it kind of put me off, and you know, I think once is enough, to be honest.
Well, I'll happily do it on Thursday if required, but I think both the guys are available. We've got Rita in the Alfa Romeo. We've got Blades in the Alpha Tauri, and I think have we got another one in?
Come on, we got one more. Come on, you know it.
Oh yeah, Roland in the Renault.
Yeah.
We're missing 3. That's Robin in the other Alpha Tauri. He's not informed of his absence tonight. That's a last minute change, and we're missing Wisey Boy and Dan Robbo as well. No reserves were available.
Yep, but I suppose, let's be honest, if there's one week where you're not expecting there's going to be reserves for races, it is going to be Monaco.
Yeah, it's going to be Monaco, yeah. We try and make it as exciting as possible by putting it at night. And
I mean, we tried yesterday. Yesterday it was... chaos.
Well, you say that. It was only the safety car restart that went badly. You and I both did all right.
I'm gonna shout him out. Run away with it.
He went for the Bottas restart, as he's perfectly entitled to do, and it does. Formula Merchant, KV, and Unseen then. With a 10.2, not at all representative for him, I don't think, although he has been away. in 5 and Formula March on provisional pole with a 109.2.
Already. It took quite a while for us Tier 3 boys last night to into that region. I think everyone slightly struggled a bit with, I don't know, it feels a lot tougher around here than it has been in previous games.
Yeah. See, I was yeah, I was doing all right last night, both on tyres and in terms of damage. I have to admit, I was especially in the groove last night. I don't know what happened. I just found it.
I hated every single minute of it. We'll leave it at that. It wasn't fun. But to be honest, I did no practice because it's Monaco.
Yeah, no one ever does.
And yeah, that's all I'm going to say on the issue.
Wow. I'm seeing a couple of people saying that the stream's lagging a little bit. Is that cleared up now, or is that still a thing?
I think you lag slightly, just a little bit, but we'll press on. As long as you can see, you have visuals and you have audio.
Yeah.
We're one-ups from
from last night, yeah. Apparently it's getting better. If it keeps lagging, guys, just put a note in the chat and I'll see what I can do.
That'd be kicking someone off an Amazon Prime again.
He shouldn't be on it, to be fair. To be fair, fair to him. One time it was lagging and I went through and I said, what are you doing? Get off Amazon Prime. He was actually watching the race through Amazon Prime, so I couldn't really have a go. But I did anyway. So, yeah. So on board with Rissa then. His first lap in anger for Tier 2, right on board through the Nouvelle chicane. Can cut quite a lot of curb at the chicanes around here.
He's going to be ever so slightly out of nick because of his misdemeanours the other week. So he hasn't raced for a while, but we've seen the pace of him this season and he has been calling for his opportunity to be in a higher tier.
He has.
We think it's Tier 2 that he should be in, so whether or not you can make full judgment of his pace comparable to other Tier 2 drivers at Monaco, probably not, but I suppose it'd give us a smidge of an idea.
And he puts himself straight onto provisional pole, 108.9. What was Robert's time from last night?
109.6, so...
109.6, so he's going to be quicker. Keep an eye out for the guys at the top of this tier, of course, so the likes of Unseen. Jonathan Cox as well, particularly in qualifying. KV.
Sorry, I was just... 16 drivers, Daddy! It's so hard to see it.
It's meaty!
Albeit most of them have just picked up the one.
Yeah, and most of that's for little things like footage and what have you. Let's put some pressure on him. Pure Blades then, coming down towards the Nouvelle chicane on his out lap.
He's not going to thank you for that one bit.
I don't care.
So you was wondering if there was a Ferrari seat available, so like Spud was thinking. It was just like, both Ferraris racing.
Was he looking to go again?
Brave.
Oh yes, Spade, we like you. Blades the penalty king. Well said, that man. Let's ride on board.
Albeit, I'll jump to his defence straight away. Some of it wasn't his fault last night. Him and Joel were mucking them.
They were just a touch, yeah.
Red Bull in front is on a lap. I don't think he is. Ooh.
Is that someone someone at Raskas?
I mean, Unseen was following a Red Bull all the way through from the second half of the swimming pool all the way down through Raskas and up to the finish line. But still post a 109. What, Reese has just done a 108.
Oh, Blades clips the inside of the Nouvelle. Invalidates the time, probably took some wing off with it. In the meantime then, Unseen puts himself into second place, 109.1. In the McLaren, Dracer into third, 109.2. Formula March improves though, 109.1, puts himself 2. Unseen.
Himself well in contest speed.
He has, yes.
One of the new additions this season.
Italians we've got in the league, at least. That's what we are led to believe. We've not had many, if any, actually. Oh, Lewis invalidates.
We've had the occasional one that's done a one-off race.
Yeah, but
The old results in seasons past, which hopefully should be progressing onto the website in the coming weeks. Because they're pretty much done. So for those badgers out there that are keen on stats, points, and who's made the most appearances, it'll become packed.
oh, even I can see the lag there. Sorry, everybody. I will go and annoy someone. Go with one of the Mercs then. Jamie, I think, is on a lap at the moment. Indeed, he is. Into Casino Square and down the hill. That's the point. Whose turn is it for a lap this week?
It's you this week.
Is it me? Oh, joy! Right, we shall find someone. It was. And you had the honour. We'll find someone on a proper lap in a moment, and then we'll go from there. Because I want to be PC. Are we calling it the Lord's Hairpin, or?
Refer to it as the Lowe's hairpin. That's my jam.
We will. We'll go with the Lowe's Hairpin then. Just Roland to come through and complete his lap. Then we'll jump across to the Wizard for the run round, I think. So Roland then puts himself into 10th with a 10.0.
Nice qualifying round here, actually, Roland.
Yeah, he did well last night. Got himself into, was it 4th?
Yeah, it was. Nipped in front of me at the end. Swine. But yeah, good performance in qualifying last night.
Yep.
He lost out in the race due to complications that have happened. But
Yes, he had a. Have you ever seen in supermarket car parks the youths who put tea trays under their
I know who does.
1 litre Citroen Saxos rear tyres?
I know the Wizard is aware of such behaviours.
Yes. Speaking of the Wizard, comes round then to start his lap of the Principality of Monaco. Let's ride on board down into turn 1. Sandivot, no heroics at the start of the race, please. Up the hill, that's Beau Rivage.
That's Blanchimont.
Blanchimont, what?
Yeah, Cookie said Blanchimont.
Idiot. Through Massenet into Casino Square, down the hill, avoiding that tree route on the left hand side to Mirabeau. Avoid the drain ducts on the inside as well. And down to the Lowe's Hairpin. And into now onto the harbour front through Port. Pin the throttle through the tunnel. Normally in the daytime this would be much more tricky because you come in sunlight, but at night you've got a clear view into the Nouvelle Chicane. One of the few overtaking possibilities on this track now, the long left-hander of Tabac. Into the swimming pool. Just 2 corners to go now. We've got Raskas, the hairpin, famous for that qualifying shenanigans with Michael Schumacher in 2006. Through Anthony Noakes now. Pin it for the line. The sole DRS zone on the start-finish straight. Cross the line in a time of 1 minute 9.8 for the Wizard.
I think this is, we've not seen it much this season, but this track is showing the gulf actually between Tier 2 and Tier. If Robert did a 1.96, he's 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
And the rest of us will be outside the top 10, probably in about 13, 14.
Yeah, and then you've got to look at some of the guys who haven't beaten Robert's time yet. So the likes of Caledre, Jonathan Cox, Arbar, Lewis, Rosa as well. You would I mean, on me. I would.
Wow! He carried so much speed and rocked the wall perfectly.
Half a second up at the moment, not great. Final sector, hopefully will gain him some more time. 10 flat, puts himself into 11th place.
Some say that's an ideal position.
Some say. Personally, I would disagree. You want to be in the top 5, really. Let's have a look then at Rosa in the Ferrari, a man I would expect to be going quicker, and he is at the moment. Looking now to break into the 1:09 9s.
If he keeps the time, he will do so.
He will indeed. Pins it for the line. DRS Open takes a wide line though through there, and 109.8 for him, puts himself into 9th place.
That, well, I'd say that'd probably be his qualifying over, but probably a little bit in front of these guys.
Yeah, he might get another run if he's quick, but I doubt it. Let's have
run through the tunnel now as he's going into. Go and watch the barrier on the inside. It's very easy to clip. Run over the front curve. Floor on the way up.
Than they are at the front. It's like similar to a go-kart. And it's very easy to.
So much speed. Beautifully.
Yeah, Jamie has retired, and that is.
That's Casino Square.
Casino Square, yeah. Thomas though. 9-4, puts himself into 6th. See, Caledra is the one I really want to see. He's the man I think who's got the point to prove. Currently a 10th and a half up. He's got him. Did he want? Yeah, the Renault I think he's on a lap though. He'll want that Ferrari. It does so. Shouldn't matter. It's all right-hand turns. Right-hand damage to the wing won't reduce his cornering ability that much. Pins it for the line now. Improves slightly, but that clip of the wall could be costly.
And that would be qualifying over. That is the
in the pits. Let's have a look then. Rissa, he is on a lap. 110 top through the first sector. He's essentially got half a second to find in order to get himself ahead of Unseen. Can he do it? Will the Danish grandstand be cheering again in Tier 2?
Ooh, who's that? Unseen needs to get himself moving before he gets disqualified.
Oh, Rissa 4.5 tenths up at the moment. Half a tenth to find in the final sector. We've got the gear glitch, but I want to stay with him. Flicking into neutrals to kick the back end out through Raskas. Powers through Anthony Noakes. Pushes for the line. Clip the wall on the inside of Anthony Noakes. That might cost him pole position, and it has. Clip the wall, and that cost him pole position.
Let's see how the championship contenders are doing. Andreas and KV's currently on. Is that only marginally up though?
Yeah, Andreas has backed out of his, or he's already finished it, so it's going to be KV and Formula March, I think, the ones who can really improve. KV's clipped the wall through to back, and coming out of the swimming pool.
He's got away with it though, to be fair. Yeah, he's coming in though.
Yeah, he's coming in. Formula March just behind him. Could this man be the dark horse for this race?
Nice.
Puts himself third, 109.0. Gets himself ahead of Andreas. Tichy's into the pits as well.
It's Arbar and
Arbar is pushing. Jonathan Cox is behind him, so we'll stay with the Canadian for now. Pushing hard to try and improve his time. We'll get the Sector 2 split coming up. A 10th up at the moment.
Jonathan Cox is getting himself close. 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th region. Oh, a bit of a swap.
Narbar improves by 4.5 tenths to P9 with a 109.5.
Oh wow, 6th, there you go, Jonathan Cox.
Jonathan Cox straight in there.
Second in the final sector.
So there you see that, like we were talking about earlier, the guys who we thought would improve. If Robert had been in here from last night, he would have been in P11. And he was comfortably on pole in Tier 3, so that's what we like to see. So
quality's one thing.
it is, putting it all together in a 40 lap race, well 39 actually, isn't it? 39 lap race now. Is quite a challenge. So Matt, if you would like to conclude qualifying, I'm going to go and annoy someone about an Amazon Prime account.
Lovely jubbly.
Yes.
Michelle.
Thank you.
Wait for these 3 lovely people to retire. Eventually, in bits. That'd be great, so we don't have to sit here for another 22 seconds. While we're sitting here, wandering and waiting, let's have some race predictions. I'm talking dumps, I'm talking safety cars, VSCs, who's going to make the most number of pit stops, podium runners, you name it, I want it. Just waiting for Rosa. Rosa, just retire, please. You're the last one. Then we can move on. Beautiful. Right. So NSX unseen. There's 2 poles in a row. Head of NER Risa. Formula March. Andreas with another strong performance. KV up there as well. Jonathan Cox in 6th. Thomas, Ticci, Jamie, Arbar. Rosa in P11. Wizard. Lewis, Caledre, Profodus, Baldwin, and the so-called Olivia Panis. Pure Blade is in P17. I didn't set a time.
Right, apologies for that. If you heard a bang, it was me stubbing my toe on the door.
That was very clever, wasn't it?
It was, yes. It hurt as well.
Andreas, that's brave.
What's he put?
He's running 511 wings.
Oh, what a hero! To be fair, I was running something similar yesterday. Slightly more on the front, though, I have to say.
Is the reverse strategy any good?
Yes, Perry, it's still more than you getting yours.
Oh!
Don't try and take over my stream, fool.
I'm moving before this gets massively out of hand. Is the reverse strategy any good? Hard to tell. We didn't see anyone complete the reverse strategy last night, I don't think.
Not. Simply because of how much faster I was than people when I went on a 2-stop.
Surviving.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to go for the reverse strategy, you're going to be hoping that there's a safety car later on to pull you back in touch with the rest of the pack.
All I know is the softs at the start of the race are a horrendous start to be on.
See, I was alright with mine.
Maybe because of myself, it probably was, but I had left front overheating issues yesterday.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, you and I very rarely have the same pace in the first stint. First couple of laps maybe, but then I seem to drop away. But last night it was the other way around, so I wonder if there was something about it.
Should we have a quick update in the championship?
Go on then.
Know what's going on.
Go on then.
This is where I can't find it very quickly because
It's fine. It's fine. I've got filler. Blaze is saying who actually watched the race yesterday. Spod, yes, you watched it, but you were in it.
I mean, he watched it after about 9 laps, but you know. Because there was a dump.
Yes, well.
I mean, I don't think. I think I spent 60 to 75% of the race with some kind of front wing damage or without front wing on both sides.
See, I thought I'd try and make it interesting for everybody commentating. I say everybody, Lewis and Thomas, and then there was no commentary, so that backfired. Although it actually worked out quite well. I was enjoying myself on those times.
I've just found it. It's all working. It's great. It's lovely. Stumpy's leading the championship with exactly 100 points, which is nice. Dracer is on 95 and Kay on 89. Then we got a big gap down to Dan, who's not racing tonight, of 30 points, and he's on 59. So we've got like a top 3 for me.
Yeah.
Constructors Championship, on the other hand, it's a tie between Williams and Alfa Romeo, so between Team Stumpy and Team Davey.
Davey. I forgot about Team Davey.
Hatter lurking about on 99 points, and then it's sort of spread out a little bit, and then McLaren on 65, in 5th, Renault 61, and Racing Point 60, so we've got a midfield battle.
We have, but just before we go through actually we'll do the tyres selections first, and I just want to make a point about the Drivers' Championship. Top 10 of course, so Arbar, Jamie, Tichy, Thomas, Jonathan Cox, KV, Dracer, Formula March, Rissa and Unseen. So have I. They all have to start on the tyre they're qualified on, given that the conditions are the same, so they're all on the soft tyre. From 11th down they have free choice, so Rosa has gone mediums, the Wizard has gone hard. Why he's chosen hard tyres I'll never know.
He's on the hard time. I know there's some immature audience out there. Perry.
Don't give him ideas, man.
Move on.
Racer and Caladri both on the softs, then Profoto's Fallen and Pure Blades at the back, all on the mediums. The only thing I can think of is that the Wizard is going to try...
hope for a late safety car and just prod along himself and go...
Well, it depends, because he can...
hang on, I've just thought of something.
If there's an early safety car, he can cycle through...
His teammate's in first, correct?
Yes.
He's down there as well. Now, we saw a little bit of this last night, down at Renault, between Tebow and Rowan. Where Tebow ended up being a cork in the bottle for everyone else, which allowed Rowan to then catch up. Just a thought. Just a thought.
Well, maybe. Maybe. We'll soon find out as we get ready to go racing in Monaco then. We wait for the lights to go. Whilst we're waiting, never mind. 5 lights, they'll go out. We wait for the glitch. As the revs build. And we are racing in Monaco. It's a good start from Rissa, going to challenge Unseen around the outside, who squeezes him into the wall. Massive wing damage for Rissa, that's all gone.
VSC straight away, Danny.
VSC, yeah, that's going to help Rissa make his way back to the pits, but that's his race pretty much ruined. Unseen, leaving him no space there whatsoever on the outside.
Did anyone actually make any positions up? Yeah, Wizard got one. And Fallen got 2, actually.
Yep, Dracer managed to get ahead of Formula March as well into 3rd place. Yep, and that is, I can confirm, complete and utter wing devastation on Rissa's Alfa Romeo.
Oh, speaking of devastation, I think, yeah, Blades has just picked up with Rowan in front.
Caladri has wing damage as well, so all 3 drivers at the back of the pack, and then Rissa in 2nd place with wing damage. VSC continues then, and has gone green now. Andreas has made his way past Rissa, so it's Formula March.
Formula March! That was brave.
And now KV trying to get himself around the outside, but he just needs to be careful. He's compromised himself there, and Jonathan Cox might get a run, but without DRS could be some trouble. So then, big winners after that first lap. Fallen, Wizard and Dracer. Big loser is Rissa.
Yeah, so everyone gains a place on those guys.
And Rissa has gone to the medium tyre, so he could still one stop from here, go medium. He could also, depending on safety cars, etc., put on a set of soft tyres.
Wade's gone with a soft. A few guys changing wings as well.
Yeah.
So not the end, not massive disaster for. Well, it is, but
it's Monaco, isn't it?
I think he's in the clear air now. Everyone else is going to be stuck behind each other. So in that regard, he'll be able to possibly jump back ahead of people, but probably going to have to pit again. Yellow flag sector 2 because we've got a multi-car pile-up. That involves Rosa. I know Fallen and Lewis were relatively close as well.
So we have a look. Arbar has wing damage front right. I'm assuming from contact with Jamie. It's not a massive amount, only 19%. But that could prove costly near the end of the race. Rissa has front wing damage again.
On both sides.
Yeah, and he's pitting in again. This will put him near enough a lap. Yeah, nearly a lap down. So he's going to be relying on a safety car now to get himself back in the race. Pure Blades has managed to clip a wall somewhere.
Yeah, although visually it looks okay.
Yeah. Battles on track there. I don't expect there to be many overtakes, if I'm honest, before the first round of pit stops.
I'm also going to say the overtakes last night, there was a few, but most of them weren't particularly very clean.
No, I don't.
Jamie Curtis managed to do each other with one move each, but
yeah, I think all of mine, I think, were clean. There was one around the outside of Roland at turn 1 that was probably a little bit of argy-bargy, but I think it was similar to what happened with Unseen and Rissa. As we'll ride on board here with Tichy, you can see on the left-hand side the wall sort of comes out to greet you before you turn in, and if you're not aware of it.
Andreas is pushing, lit up the rears through Sandoval, and Formula March is showing for strong place, both massive lockups like.
Yeah, and Unseen not able to pull away a massive amount, holding it around 1.5 seconds. Tichy, meanwhile, in a Mercedes sandwich, currently underfueled.
Yeah, there's a few underfueled. Tichy's one of them. I think the Wizard is another, and there is one more person kicking around out there. He's either underfueled or very close. That is Thomas.
Thomas.
It's not a track where you're going to massively need fuel.
No. ERS management I found last night was actually quite difficult, considering
you don't get it back, and
no.
A few guys are already quite low, as in the 20s and 30s. It's quite low. I've just seen that.
You make it back maybe 3 or 4% a lap if you don't use overtake, whereas some circuits you can run a little bit of overtake and still make the battery back. Not here.
Is okay, Andreas and Formula March and KV and Jonathan Cox and Thomas are struggling, and he's not going to get that back for a while, so he's just going to have to keep the guys behind.
Blades picking up a lot of penalties. I have a feeling he's just gone over the Nouvelle chicane.
He has, and he hasn't got a front wing again, so that kind of explains it.
Yeah. Jonathan Cox has made a mistake somewhere. He was right on the back of KV. He's now 3 seconds away. Formula March and Andreas holding station at the moment. Pure Blades retires from the session. Rissa has set the fastest lap though, currently in P16 and closing in on Profodes in front. We've got a Renault end plate down at the swimming pool. And I think
Cox just nearly hit the ball, and he pretty much brushed up alongside it.
Yeah, that is Jonathan Cox, whose front wing end plate is lurking down at the swimming pool. 44% to the front right wing.
Jamie's in, by the way.
Jamie in. DDS, fresh set of medium tyres. It's early, but if he's going to go soft, medium, could be about right.
I would say be careful out there, guys. Blades picked up a puncture last night running over an end plate, which is the first that I know on this game, so it is possible. You'd be very unlucky if you do, but just watch what you do, really.
Yeah, so it did happen last night. I don't think Jamie changed his front wing. I don't think. I'm just looking at the telemetry. I can't see anything about.
It looked a long stop. I see it.
Yes, it was 5.1. So maybe yes, he will have done. He will have changed his swing. That's just come through. So we're already a man down then. Unseen, still holding at 1.6. We've got the early pitters then. That's Thomas and Jonathan Cox. Thomas going for the hard tyre. Jonathan Cox for the mediums.
We've got held as well because Thomas has no, I tell a lie. Maybe it was a very long stop though.
Yes, it'll be interesting now to see what happens when Tichy comes in, because he was right behind Thomas and just ahead of Jamie. Now Jamie has actually got out ahead of Thomas, so there must have been a wing change there as well. Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, anyone on the mediums at this stage, I feel you are gonna
struggle a lot.
Struggle to the end, to say the very least.
They'll struggle now because you've got to look after them so you can get them to the end. I don't know how yours felt last night before you had to come in.
Wouldn't know. I don't think I was on a set of mediums for too long.
Yeah.
To be honest.
The set I had with around 19-20 laps to go felt great. But that was with 19-20 laps to go, not 30. So we'll see how these guys can cope. Tichy is carrying on then. Fallen all over the back of Lewis, those medium tyres. Yep, Lewis follows as well. Fallen gets DRS to keep himself ahead of Rosa for now. Next time around that might be a different story.
Love to know what Andreas is. Oh, and a nice burnout from Fallen March on the exit of the low hairpin.
Nice. What do you want to know about Andreas?
But both of their tyres, seem like they're just going to get absolutely caned.
Andreas' average tyre wear at the moment is around 44%. And that's his front left and rear right.
Now, I don't know about you, but we're seeing the characteristics in front of us. This is for 15th and 16th. This is Risa on soft tyres, struggling to get past Roland on hard tyres.
Well, if he does, then I remember from last night, Roland was running the setup that was particularly good in a straight line. And I'll be honest, it was a mistake that allowed me to get. Did.
He's turned in too early. A bit of no chicane, he's hit the inside wall.
For him as well, having just pitted. So, yep, jump to Thomas, see where he is, coming through the start-finish line now, gets himself comfortably ahead. Undercut proving its worth, but those... To be fair, Thomas might be able to keep himself ahead of Tichy. Jamie, I'm not so sure. But crucially for Tichy, he gets himself out ahead of Caladri. And Albar behind, both of whom are on older medium tyres.
Well, that could have been very painful for the next, I don't know, 20 laps or so.
NSX Unseen starting to pull away at the front of the pack now. Formula March still holding on to Andreas, but those two leaders now pit, which unleashes the Ferrari. He'll be pushing hard to try and make up some ground on them, but it's a risk. Interestingly enough, though, go on.
These boys have got a free pit stop essentially because of where the wizard is. He's only just come through Rascats now on the hards.
Yeah, interestingly enough, though, none of these guys choosing to go as far as Tier 3 did yesterday.
Sorry. Oh, see, he's kept the inside of the barrier, he's spun it. He's alright, he's kept it going in the right direction. And he's under pressure for Andreas. He's weaving left and right.
Let's see, is there any wing damage for Unseen?
No, he's got away with it. It was just looking so calm, cautious, nothing was going to happen. Then flipped the inside and gave Andreas a sniff, but I think that'd be it.
Slammed the door shut.
I was about to say, as I said earlier, the wizard on the hard tyres could play into NSX Unseen's hands. A stop, and he has done, so that wouldn't surprise me. That has been it's about in their race strategy.
So then, the leaders just coming through to back as Formula March enters the pits. They should easily get out ahead of him, actually. KV in behind him. Formula March now heading down the pit lane. Do you know what? I don't think this is going to be as clear cut as we first thought when you factor turn 1 into account. There's Formula March on the right hand side. Both make it through.
Oh, slow on the way out.
Formula March slots back into third with KV in fourth. So it's as we expected then. Formula March though getting that extra lap.
Yeah, so after stops, KV actually got himself up a place.
Yeah. Yeah, the wizard helping him out as well, and we've got a Renault in trouble. It is Jonathan Cox at the Nouvelle Chicane, not having fun down there at the moment. No wing damage for him. Oh, never mind, gets him at to back.
See?
Yep. Clip the outside of the wall at to back. Oh! That is an unhappy Renault.
That's an unhappy car. Looks massively unstable on the rear.
Yeah. Jonathan Cox retires from the race.
Oh, I tell you what, we have a move, and it was a clean move. By the looks of things, it was Jamie all falling down into the Noble Chicane.
So there's
Can overtake it.
You can. I mean, I got a fair few last night, to be fair. Not including pit stop overtakes. I think I got 7. Fallen comes in then for a new front wing.
Be hard to the end as well.
Yep.
Maybe it wasn't as clean as what I thought. Who knows?
Maybe.
To the end of it.
And now with that DRS assistance down the main straight, the leaders are line astern. First, second and third.
They are running out of ERS.
Yes. The thing is, if you're...
Even Unseen.
Yeah, Unseen will need to, because he needs to try and keep ahead of Andreas. Formula March, however, is the one who could be quids in with this, because if he can keep hold of his... then he's going to be the one that will benefit from it later on in the race. KV dropping away a little bit at this stage, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was because he's looking after the tyres.
I think 4th place is still a good result. I think it's a bit more about stuff that he's not racing tonight, remember?
Yeah,
so
he also has a lot more battery left than the other leaders.
Although marginal fuel, I've just saw the little blink next to the spanner for his pit stop.
So that spanner showing that the pit window is open, meaning these guys all pitted differently to what they were originally planning. Because the original telemetry asks you to go 11 laps, is it, on the softs to go to mediums?
Yeah. Jamie thinks about it down the inside of, I can't think of the corner.
Mirabeau.
That's the one, thank you. Jamie has then compromised himself and is now lacking a little bit of ERS.
He's going to save his battery for now. He's not going to go for it into the Nouvelle. So talking about overtakes from last night, there was 3 locations I found where you can actually have a go. Into the Nouvelle chicane, as we've seen already tonight, then into turn 1, but you've got to be close coming out of the final corner to make that work, as Jamie tries to go for it into the swimming pool.
Mirabeau?
Mirabeau is an option if you're very close. You can lunge one. I didn't personally make one there, but you can. The third I was going to mention is at the top of the hill into Matinee.
Oh, yeah.
I have both been overtaken and overtaken somebody else up there at the top of the hill. This is where we're coming to now with Jamie. It's on the inside here. You can sling one up there if you've got the grip.
Now, if the front 4 are going to come in again.
Okay.
Right. The Wizard's not going to pick yet, is he?
The Wizard won't.
Oh, hang on. Tichy's got past Thomas into Mirabeau.
He
So
slung one down the inside, yeah. Well played there from Tichy.
But we're presuming the Wizard's going to stay out, what, for another...
At least another 6-7 laps. At least.
Don't forget, these guys have made a stop. And are still 14 or so seconds in front of him. He's going to have to stop again.
The Wizard is in net position at the moment.
What I'm trying to get at is, I think that if it keeps going the rate it's going, which is now 15 seconds, so that's another second and a bit this lap. Could the guy at top 4 pit again and still get out in front of Jamie, who's going to be in P6?
Short answer to that is yes. Jamie needs to make the move on the Wizard within the next 2 or 3 laps to have any chance of keeping with the leaders.
Because, okay, that's another half a second, and we've only done not even sector 1 yet.
Yeah. Jamie running out of minerals to use, I shall say. That's ERS charge and fuel. Currently 0.8 of a lap overfueled. It's not a lot round here. You burn around 0.2 to 0.3 of a lap, depending on how much of it you spend in rich mix.
Well, the thing is though, the Wizards literally just go, oh yeah, there's only one place you're really going to get me, and it's
here.
Here, and he's just used overtake to
keep himself in the lead, yeah. So going for a move into the Nouvelle relies on you having an excellent exit from Portier, which Jamie seems to have struggled with. He's struggling with the front end of that car in the dirty air. He's so much quicker through the middle and final sectors because of the added grip he's got. But he's missing apexes and getting on the power later than the Wizard, and that's just keeping the McLaren in front at the moment.
There's a train. I hope everyone's bought their ticket. Once we were talking about the Wizard, that's the train that's now developed. I'm going to take this opportunity, Danny, I know we haven't done it so far, to thank you, Gareth Frame, for the follow.
Oh, good man.
Also, Captain Limmy, and you're going to realise Captain Limmy is going to be quite important, because you're going to hear from him tomorrow. He'll be part in Jay Prentice. He won commentary for the first time. We're glad to have him aboard. And Joel, thank you for your 2 months in a row subscription.
Good man.
Tough luck last night, but it sounds like you were having fun with it.
Oh, Jamie, meanwhile, going from having a look round the outside of the Nouvelle, but the Wizard brakes late.
Getting impatient.
Well, not necessarily, he poked the nose in, he had a look. But now, this has brought Tichy into play. As the now leading Alfa Romeo, Arba has retired, and we've got a VSC.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Where's he gone in? Oh, that's going to be a tank slapper, isn't it?
Yeah, but looking where that car is, he's looked like he's tried to correct it, and he's been spat out the other way.
Yeah.
No one has come in, interestingly enough. I thought it would do. Ethan stayed out.
Well, the train behind the Wizard made it through, and then everybody else there is on the hard tyre. Neither of the other options that are available to them are going to make it to the end comfortably at this point. It's just come at the wrong time for them.
Yeah, mediums could be a shout, I suppose.
I mean, you'd still be struggling a little bit, I think, towards the end. You want to get to around lap 20 before you put them on. You probably could make them work from here, to be fair. Still the leaders locked in that battle.
Oh, Thompson, Tichy. They're still side by side. They're still side by side. And that was through the Noville chicane. I think Titch let him back through by the looks of things.
Titch has let that one go. Just, Thomas has wing damage, as does Fallen.
Yeah, nothing visual, nothing major on Thomas's car.
Both 19%, so I think the first time we get anything visual is at 30.
22 seconds, Danny, is the gap, so top 4 can come in if they feel like it.
Yeah. Well, you say the top... Actually, yes, yeah, top 4. The leaders are now around 27 seconds. We have a look at the leaders' interval. It's actually 29 seconds now.
Yeah, we're just waiting, aren't we, for these 3 are driving so close together. It's going to be who is going to make the mistake first. Or who's going to make a tactical move, because, like we say, they've got that gap now. If one of them was feeling brave in around 10 laps time and thinks soft. Top 4, by the way, are relatively clean. KV clean, Fallen March clean, Dracer was 1 warning, Unseen with 2 warnings, and both those warnings were in the last 3 laps, so...
He's under pressure. We've seen him do so well this year in qualifying and at the start of the race, and then towards the end he's drifted off and he's had his share of misfortune. Not actually won a Grand Prix yet. And considering he was one of the favourites coming into the season, that's quite a surprise considering we're 8 rounds in. It's actually quite a nice segue to what I was going to mention earlier on about the Drivers' Championship. Considering we're 8 rounds in, which is 208 points available.
Yep.
To say that the leader of the championship is on 100 points. I think that just goes to show the competition that this tier has.
Yeah, well, we saw last year we were hoping for a top 3 or 4, but then I think Thomas just showed his experience and still a bit of class to just put away from the other 3 challengers, which were Dynamo,
and Big Slater, yeah.
Big Slater. Obviously Dynamo and Slater have gone up into tier 1, and like Thomas, finding it a bit of a challenge, but hopefully, I think they're getting points. They're getting points every week, which is different to what they're experiencing last year. But this is what we said at the start of the season. This was P4 or 5 down, and we saw how close that was last year.
And then throwing in the tier 3 promotions in with, and that's Risser at Raskas.
That is in the pits.
Have we got damage on the Alfa Romeo? Yes, we have.
Surprised I've got any more wings after what I was doing to them last night.
It's alright, I only used 1 up.
I had 2 or 3, I think it was 2.
They'll just changed the number on and sent them back out there. So Risser then onto the medium tyre, and that will see him through to the end.
Yeah, as we were saying, but Dan obviously not racing tonight is on 59 points. I don't think there's going to be anyone that's going to overtake him at the moment. Nope. And then Lewis on 52, Harbaugh 49, Titch 48, so that's a cluster. And then both the McLarens are 1 point apart from each other, 33 and 32 for Wizard and Unseen. So as we're saying, what Unseen's 1, 2. So Unseen currently sitting 10th in the championship.
And Formula March is gone! We said who's made the mistake first, it's the Ferrari man! Got to try and be careful turning that car around, losing a massive amount of time right now. He's kept it going, but he's still got his pit stop advantage. I would be tempted for a fresh set of mediums there, because those ones are going to be cooked.
I'm sorry, yeah, when you said that, I didn't realise how. Although we were chatting away, waffling away for the last few laps, couple of laps, but it was 35 seconds they had before that spin. I mean, it's still 20 and a half, so.
Yeah, he does have his pit stop still intact. And he will gain some more time as well before he would need to come in again. But that now takes us down to a 2-horse race, and Unseen is starting to put the hammer down. Andreas losing ground slightly.
Both with very little ERS as well.
Yep, and both with 2 penalty warnings.
So it's going to be the next one. So they were putting pressure on each other. One has cracked, the other two are just about keeping it together.
Yeah, we've got KV behind them, who is perfectly clean. And I imagine, if I can just double check on his tyre percentages, yeah, he's taking considerably better care of those tyres than the other two. Almost 10% fresher.
Which explains why he's dropped off actually. What was it, 2.5 seconds, now 10.2.
Yeah, and granted his tyres are a lap fresher, but that doesn't account for nearly 10% wear.
Yeah, he's gambling now that obviously he preserves his tyres long enough. The two in front, either they fall away completely or they're going to have to stop again. With track position, he'll be ahead of them as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Wizard, incidentally, just approaching the 40% mark on his tyres. He is now in the window for stopping for mediums. However, if he was to go maybe another 5 or 6 laps or so, he would be able to go for softs and really put the hammer down.
Yeah, I think the Wizard at this point needs the safety car because it was dropping outside the points to probably 11.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think 11th is where he will end up. I mean, he will have vastly superior pace regardless of the compound compared to those ahead of him on the harder tyre.
March, despite the spin, has now got a 25-second gap to the Wizard, so what's that? That's 4.5 seconds in 2 laps effectively.
Yeah, and that's on tyres that are overheating after a spin.
Got past Roz has picked up some front wing damage.
Oh, Kaledri's gone!
Oh, he's gone! So he's got the place straight back.
He has, yeah. And some big wing damage there on the Haas of Caladri. Clipped the inside on the exit of the Nouvelle.
Now, that kind of thing would have brought a safety car out last night.
Well, it happened before in the March as well, and there was nothing doing. Lock up there for Caladri into the swimming pool, trying to get as much time as he can back on his way to the pits.
Roland is going to go past, but he's going to have to let the leaders through whilst losing time.
And Caladri going for the hard tyre.
Trace has picked up 3 seconds, Danny. That is vital.
It is indeed. And I have no doubt Montana will be on the radio to his main man Unseen and telling him that driver behind is +3. Just bring that McLaren home.
I was going to go with the phrase of smiling like a Cheshire cat.
Yes.
It's just
that cat, what did get the cream? But we've got a long way to go, 15 laps including the one we're on. There's plenty of time for Unseen to pick up one more warning.
Be all square again. Formula March has left the session. That's not good.
No, Formula March disconnected. Although he is 30 seconds clear of the Wizard, so could probably stay away and still get 4th. At that rate. We'll see if he can make his way back. Rosa into the pits for mediums. I wonder if that's for wing damage.
It was
Yes.
for his wing damage with when he, I think he was battling with Caledre. Still should be okay. He's going to drop down to 13th, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if, whilst he was pitting, he was also sending an invite to his teammate.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Genius.
Jonathan Cox, incidentally, went for codename Rainbow.
Oh, I appreciate the effort.
Didn't finish, obviously, but he went for it. Other men who could go for it, Thomas, if he stops again for mediums. Tichy, if he went to hards. Don't know why you would do that. Rosa could do it if he puts some softs on. Same for Fallen and Profodas.
Time screens have just gone a bit Gary. I think that's because Fallen March has rejoined the session.
Well, hopefully he can get to his car. Let's jump across then to Tichy. Have a look at a different battle. Still behind the Mercedes, who are themselves behind the Wizard in his McLaren. And because of that, we'll have to wait a while before the timing screens get their full nature back. Thomas picking up 3 seconds.
Yeah, he did it for cutting the inside of the Lowe's hairpin. Very unusual.
It's a strange corner because despite it being the slowest.
It's all about it. It's all about it. Used overtake.
Yeah, despite the Lowe's hairpin being the slowest corner on the calendar by some margin, once you've picked your line, you've got to commit to it, because otherwise you won't make the corner. There's no room to correct yourself. So if you turn in too early, you ride the curb on the inside, and that's game over in terms of the penalty.
Sorry for the mic. You know,
That's all.
I would have deafened you all.
I appreciate the concern for our eardrums.
Welcome.
Jamie, incidentally, is 1 warning away from a penalty, as is Tichy at the moment. The Wizard, naturally, is completely clean.
And you say naturally, we saw strange things happen last week.
Yes, did pick up a penalty, put himself out of the running for the Platinum Wizard Award.
Okay, he's getting hassled by a Ferrari, but not the one we thought it would be. It's Rosa who's actually keeping pace with him since he did.
Yeah. Rissa now right on the back of Fallen on his fight back through the field, looking to get himself into the points. I tell you, if he pulls that off, fair play to the guy. Looking for a way past that Red Bull, all over the back, all in the gearbox, pushing him through the hairpin. All right on board, because I think we might see a move into the Nouvelle.
Yeah, it's all about the setup job here. You've got to get a good traction out of the... But you know what, I think he's going to do it.
No, I don't think he will. Fallen has the straight line speed.
So it's probably going to be Anthony Noakes. Next possible opportunity.
Maybe, or potentially if he gets a good exit from there with DRS into... yeah. See what he can do now.
Not close enough.
Alright, the Wizard is now in the pit stop territory for soft tyres, and he's also in the position where he will come out inside the points.
Yes, he will. And also, those guys behind him can then possibly pit and still be inside the point. Well, drop down to 9th.
Yeah.
Where Roland is. Roland in the points, Danny, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. A couple of guys behind him have had misfortune, but still, he's doing a good job. Rissa just not... He's not got the straight line speed to keep up with that Red Bull and make a move into the Nouvelle. But his corner exit... Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it into back. He's made it through. There was elbows out. I mean, he had the rod and he was alongside. Now, Rissa in his Alfa Romeo could pay waste to the Wizard's plans here. Because if he can catch and overtake Roland in 10th place, he will get inside that window that the Wizard's looking at.
Excellent, thank you for the follow. Sorry,
Good. No, good man.
Chat.
The Wizard now, he's now into the range of compromising himself by staying out. I know what he's waiting for.
Look at the gaps though, Danny.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I mean, there were some gaps last night, but
this, to say the top four cleared off. I know Forward March has had his. So let's put Forward March in front of KV because that's where he probably would have been, but despite his spin.
yeah.
I know it's happened, but so he's what 37 seconds and a pit stop.
Yeah, behind. So essentially he's a minute behind the leaders right now. Tracer manages to get himself back inside the DRS range of Unseen, by the way, trying to keep the pressure on.
Danny, it's raining.
Oh my god, it is.
I did look at the camera as I was looking forward with Caladre through the swimming pool. I thought it was, it's just the lights, will be fine. And I've just gone on forward with NSX Unseen, and it is raining. Now, Wizard, have you been this clever?
I'm not so sure he has, but the Wizard is actually now a lap down, which I'm not sure is even possible.
No, he's not.
I'm seeing a lap down on my screen. Let me check the.
It's going to reset it, hopefully.
Fingers crossed, yeah. But now, what will be very interesting to see is whether or not the intermediates are required, because if they are, the Wizard is right back in this.
It's reset itself, so half a
Yeah.
second.
So let me.
So, I know Wizard's not pitted, obviously staying out for the rain. You haven't thought that the guys that pitted onto the mediums that pitted early, do you think they were thinking the same thing?
Maybe, but then again, why would there be so many pits of hards? I don't think it's worth the gamble if it's.
It's getting heavier, actually.
Yeah, I mean, looking at TAS, we've got no official weather change. It's still overcast, so going off that, it will just be greasy out there. We won't have a need for a change of tyre.
Well, you know what that means, don't you? If it's getting greasy out there.
Safety car is.
Not much room for error, boys.
No, safety car is going to be more likely. I'll keep an eye on the telemetry and see what we can find. Track temperature is dropping rapidly.
It's weird because Rowan's actually now catching up to the back of the group in front. What was it, 21 seconds?
Yeah.
A couple of laps ago, it's now 17.
So looking at the damage figures then, and the tyre wear, Roland's tyres significantly better than the guys in front, so that's Lewis and Tichy. Rissa behind has got wing damage again, and I think we might see him pit this time upcoming.
Hello.
What have you spotted?
Tracer is within the 1 second window, and they have both got the same amount of ERS.
Yeah, Unseen of course still one warning off that penalty, which could be crucial. He doesn't need to fight for the position.
Can Andreas puts him under pressure to make him make that mistake?
We'll soon find out. Through to back we go. Amazing how you can race at midnight and still have grandstands packed with cheering fans.
Well, it's funny, always switching to Kaylee and watching Rosa just sit behind him.
Tichy then right on the back of Thomas again. No move to be made just yet. I'm still keeping an eye on the temperatures, on the weather.
Oh, Jamie lost the rear. Up the lows hairpin. That was a little bit scary. He's put it in the wall, but
as we said, track's getting greasy.
And the medium runners are going to struggle. Jamie's the one that's going to struggle. 27 laps on the mediums. I wouldn't be surprised, Danny. Have you got TAS available?
I have.
What is his percentage wear? Because I have a feeling this is near puncture territory. They're also, by the way, 3.5 seconds down, Thomas is, on his fastest lap.
Yeah, the weather is starting now to increase the volume of precipitation. Still not an official change to light rain yet, though, so no imminent requirement for intermediates. The Wizard's going to be he's going to keep going until the last lap. He's got to now. That's what I'd do if I was in his position.
Leaders are dropping near to 116, so not tyre performance and weather playing its part there, just dropping away.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? Within the next couple of laps, I think we're going to see Jamie start to fall away from the Wizard. Their tyre wear figures are looking surprisingly similar. In fact, they are almost identical.
Yeah, I'm surprised you've not done so already, mate.
Yeah, I think it might be the DRS window and ERS burning maybe that is putting him in range. Lewis, meanwhile, right on the back of Titch, he's forced to cut the Nouvelle chicane. His hard tyres proving to be much better than Titchy's at the moment.
Front wing. There's a bit of front wing that's just come off somewhere. Thomas.
Yes. Yeah, significant front wing damage for the Mercedes. He's going to have to stop. But he's going to keep going. Yeah, Titchy needs to be careful if he's going to go for a move. That Mercedes is going to be like a boat in the total dry. Never mind in a damp, greasy Monaco street. And Titchy goes for it on the inside. Oh, clips the wall himself.
Lewis is there to pick up the paces. Here he is.
Yeah, Titchy went for it into Massenet. Lost the back end. I don't know about wing damage. I'm not.
Has he sacrificed wing for
position?
On-track position. Yeah.
Maybe his telemetry's actually turned off, so I don't know what he's got.
By the way, out front, lap times have fallen away. 1:17s they're in now.
Oh, that's not very quick.
Thomas in the tunnel.
Well, the front wing on that Mercedes is non-existent. I mean, it's 51%, so he's going to have some serious lack of downforce.
Oh, we hit it again. Hit the wall again. Titchy's got a penalty as well.
Yeah, that will be. Lewis has clipped it as well. Thomas, full wing damage. Yeah. That's gone now.
Speaking of wing damage, I think Reese has got it hit the inside.
Yeah, Reese has had his for quite some time actually. He's been catching up to Roland though.
He's just hit the Noble chicane.
Oh, no, he's got more now, but he's had around 60% front right.
Danny Titchy is on inters.
He's going for it. He's going for it. Riss is carrying on. This will be crucial. Let's see what happens then. Titchy.
Ross has come in. He's gone back on mediums by the looks of things.
Yes, on an old set.
The Wizard's going to have to come in, and we don't know what it's going to be on.
I think that's what Titchy's looking out for him for, and I think it's clear to say that inters are not the tyre of choice.
Oh yeah, he's losing loads of time.
So let's jump across to the Wizard then. I think we'll see him pit this lap, and it will be for soft tyres, and then I think he will go for the fastest lap on the final lap, although it would be pointless in this weather.
Did he go again?
He's going again, so he's going for a lap 38 pit stop. Of course, you cannot do a pit stop on the final lap.
Yep. Thomas has got past Titchy.
Yeah, just if the Wizard had stopped there, he would have come out ahead of Thomas in P11. So he would have come out in 10th, but meanwhile, though, the leaders, Drace, are still in range with the DRS. Unseen still holding off on the penalty front. The thing is, I know, right? You've got 24 seconds behind you to KV. Yeah.
It's not going to be intermediates, Danny. Apparently, the message from the Williams garage it's going to be drying up. So. Yeah.
So I mean, we can tell obviously with TAS the drivers don't have it, but we can tell that what the weather's going to be doing and what it is when it happens. And at the moment, it's still officially overcast. So the rain that is falling is not heavy enough to wet the track sufficiently for there to be a need to clear it. But what I was going to ask, as we come on towards the final lap now with the leaders, if you're Andreas, you've got 2 warnings to play with. Now, I'm in no way condoning cheating, but would you not cut a couple of corners almost on purpose just to get yourself right up behind the McLaren and try and push him into making a mistake?
Or possibly use that additional warning to then make Unseen get an extra warning?
Yeah. It's one of those gamesmanship tactics that, if ever proven to have been done, is frowned upon significantly, albeit not illegal.
This could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If Unseen gets past Wizard will get disqualified. Wizard is very close to getting lapped.
Yeah, hopefully those two are going to be communicating. We're right on board with our race leader, because he will be coming towards them now. Unseen going very slowly through the Nouvelle. I'm not sure if that's because of the rain or because actually this might happen. He might get past him in the pit lane, because the Wizard has to get to the start finish line, which is almost at the pit lane exit.
Oh, he's gone deep as well.
He has, yeah. He's carrying on. The Wizard's carrying on, which...
Yeah, because he knows he's not going to get it.
Yeah.
Unless he's already stopped. Unless we've actually... No. Have a look.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Is that a loophole in the rules? If you're lapped, then that counts as you being able to make a pit stop. I mean... Ooh.
That's dirty. That's filth.
Yeah, we don't mean that in a negative way. If that's true, that's exactly the sort of thing that...
I do, I wouldn't be happy. I'd be absolutely fuming. If I was Jamie...
You would, yeah, but you have to admire it, because there's only one man on that grid who would even consider trying to pull that move off.
But it wasn't wet. It wasn't declared a wet race because the DRS was still enabled.
No, I don't think that's what the loophole is. I think the loophole is that he's a lap down, so technically he would have had time to make a pit stop. If he'd started lap 39 before Unseen finished, he would have been disqualified.
I mean, it's kind of masked away from the Unseen and everyone else.
It has, yeah, but... I've never
seen that.
I'm going to have to research that and find out. In fact, I'm going to do it now. NSX Unseen, though, takes victory. His first in Contest of Speed and his first of the season. Dracer in second place, and KV on his return after his week's hiatus last time comes back to take third place, and I believe to retake the championship lead.
No, it's going to be Andreas and then KV the championship.
Okay, Formula March in fourth place after that spin and a disconnection. The Wizard somehow manages to rob himself a fifth place, but fair play. Jamie in sixth, best result for a while for him, and he'll be happy with that. Lewis in 7th place. Profoto's rolling in 8th place, reserving. Great job. Reset in 9th place after that first lap. Crash also has the fastest lap, so 3 points there for Alfa Romeo. Fallen in 10th place. Thomas in 11th. Caladri in 13th place. And I missed the rest. Why am I saying I missed the rest? I can check TAS.
It's Rosa in 14th and then Arbar.
Jonathan Cox and Pure Blades as DNFs. So let's get the top 3 and the Wizard. I want to know if he knew.
It's the Wizard. Of course he knew.
No, I want to know if he did.
Just seen the EU2 chat. Yeah, that would have happened in Formula March, I'm afraid. The old FPS for some reason drops. Yeah, can't explain why you didn't catch up to KB. But 4th place nonetheless. Top 4 kind of romped away. Shall invite the miscreants.
Good man. I shall back us out and put the McLaren on the top step. Put it on the podium, on the little pedestal that spins round. So then, whilst we get these cars ready to have a look at, let me just tweak my audio a little bit for everybody. There we go. Right. Trace is here.
He's back again.
And so, seeing as he's here, we'll start off with you then, Andreas. How was that for you?
I don't like looking at a McLaren anymore. Back in. It reminded me of my race in T2 last season, I think, or 2 seasons ago, when I was behind Vermeer for the entire race as well.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah. We
quite happy with P2.
Yeah. So we saw you picked up that penalty late on. We thought you might try some underhand tactics of using the 2 warnings you had in your pocket to try and push Unseen into making a mistake, but you were typically you were too nice.
Yeah, but he was too quick, or he was very quick on the exits to the straight. So even though I had low downforce, I couldn't catch him or overtake him. I had one go at him after the pit stops, but yeah, he slammed the door quite heavily, I think. So yeah, he had some incident with Rizzi in the beginning. So let's see. But I'm happy with P2 for now, at least.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, mate. 3rd week on the bounce, is it, that you're up here?
Just making a habit of it.
You are.
I don't want to be Mr. P2 now.
No, that's worse than P5. I'm going to have to change your t-shirt design.
I'd rather be Mr. P5 to be honest. P2 is, almost there, but
not quite.
Around Monaco, it's fine. I think I'm in the lead now in the championship. I don't know.
Yes, you are. Yep.
Yeah, so that's nice, at least.
But great job on P2, mate.
Thank you.
See you when you're next up here. We'll just nip to. We'll go to KV first. I think 3rd place after a week away. You've got to be pretty pleased with that, surely.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't do much practice, so yeah, I had it was a bit of a lonely race, but take P3 all day long around Monaco.
Yeah. So obviously a little bit fortunate with Formula March having both his disconnect and that spin at the chicane, but kept your nose clean for the most of the race at least.
Yeah, I mean I had some green damage for half of it, and I knew he was going to come back at me. But I'm shocked that he didn't get wind damage from when he spun or whatever happened to him. So, yeah, it's one of those incidents. It's just one of those, isn't it? And then I think when the rain came in here, I didn't think he'd be able to catch up. Anyway, so yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, but no, good job, mate. Great points for Williams.
Good news for Williams as well.
Yeah.
It means they now lead the constructors in Tier 2. Damn and blast. I'm not biased. Ahead of the others.
So, what's the overall looking like?
Oh, no idea. Ask Titch. Titch knows.
Titch will know. Yeah, we'll do. We'll ask him at some point. But great job, mate. Well done, P3.
Yeah, cheers. Well done to seeing him, but direction.
So then, it's been a long time coming. He's had his misfortunes, but he's finally here. Contest of Speed race winner, NSX Unseen. How was that for you?
Absolutely knackering.
How sweaty are you?
Very. I think I know how like Nigel Mansell felt at the end of the 1992 Monaco GP. Very tired.
Yeah. Obviously we had that clash with Risser at the start of the race, but after that it seemed as though it was relatively easy. Obviously you got to keep a certain Dane behind you, but short of that, it seemed as though you had it all in control.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure what happened at the start, to be honest. The plan was always just to hold the middle of the track. I was wary with it being such a short run to the line. I didn't want to cut straight across to the racing line. So I was just trying to hold the middle of the track, and then felt a tap on the behind as I went to turn into the corner. So I'm not really too sure what happened there. But after that, I just couldn't shake Dracer. He was just too quick. It's always between about 8/10 and 1.2. As he alluded to, the corner entry he was always gaining, and then corner exit, especially on the entry to the tunnel, I was able to gain 2 or 3 tenths on him. But it was really tough.
Yeah, but either way, you come out on top. First win. Are you going to be breaking out the champagne, or is it straight to practicing for Vietnam next week?
I'll have a few drinks tomorrow to celebrate.
Good man. No, of course, Kavey just straight in with that.
Straight in with the alcohol.
Yes. But congratulations, mate. We hope to see you up here again, hopefully for some more victories. You've had your fair share of misfortune this season, I think it's fair to say.
Most of it self-inflicted, to be honest. But
well, I wasn't gonna do you dirty like that, but fair enough.
No.
Your words, not ours. But, no, great job, mate. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Congratulations.
Thank you. Congrats to the rest of the podium.
Okay, then. Alright, so we'll call the stream there then. Thank you all at home very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the race. It was, I think, for a Monaco Grand Prix, that was quite a good one, considering. If you have enjoyed yourself and you want to watch some more Contest of Speed, you can do so every week. We race on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. To watch European tiers of 3, 2, 1 and 4 respectively, you can tune in at 10 PM in the UK. For AMs 2 and 1, that's on Tuesday and Wednesday. You can tune in at 9 PM Eastern. And we'll be handing over to Perry and Bursey for tonight's race again at Monaco, so you can grab yourself a couple of hours kit, then come back and enjoy the show. If you want to support us in a much more direct manner, you can do so by heading over to our merch store and grabbing yourself something nice from there. Treat yourselves. Go on, you deserve it, you know you do.
May I suggest the magic mug?
Yes, the magic mug is fantastic.
Yes, just
Dazzle your friends with Magic Mug. Make sure you follow us on all the social medias. They are across the bottom of your screen now. We will see you all again next week. Thank you all very much again for watching. Good night.